What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Oh. What's crack-a-lackin', everybody? Sleaze Bomb here. My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. Another episode here. We are going to be diving into my running back top 36 rankings. Sorry, this is my quarterbacks top 32. I'm pumping out so much I said the wrong thing here. And before we get into the video and what we're going to do here, I want your guys' opinion in the comments here because I'm going to do something a little different that I have been doing, but we're going to amp it up here a little bit. So in this video, let me know if you like to hear more statistics like I dropped on the stardom sit-ups. So if you want to see all the statistics, defenses, yards allowed, touchdown, everything like that, check out the start sit-ups. In this video, I'm just going to bring my opinion, my personality. We're going to bring energy. We're going to make some funny jokes, and we're going to talk about how I think the players are going to go this week. Not a lot of statistics in this video. So my rankings are going to be, they are based off statistics, obviously, but they're going to be like, it's going to be like hype energy video, a little different than normal. And I want to know what you guys think in the comments, if you like this better or if you don't, because I'm just trying something new out here. Now, before we dive into it, guys, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. It helps me out a ton. If you guys have not checked out the Guys FF Discord, it'll be pinned in the comments and in the description of the video. Me and my partner, Big Draft Energy, we cover everything fantasy football for you guys off stream, 24/7, everything you need. Make sure you check it out. And we also drop our Pick'em tickets, our DFS 4-for-4 unlocked so far on the season. People are making money in there, so make sure you get in there. If you haven't signed up on drafters.com, make sure you use promo code SLEAZE. It will match your initial deposit up to $100. And let's dive into my top 32 quarterback tier rankings for week 4. So here we go, guys. If you're new to the channel, this is the QB board baller tier at the top. Must start quarterbacks. Last week was Caleb Williams. And don't worry, he's going to be there again, man. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback the rest of the season. But we're going to dive into this. Remember, it's going to be a little different here, guys. So grab your soda. Let's drink it up here. Let's get it going. Got the Pepsi rocking. And in my camera on the bottom left, you're going to see Joe Burrow obviously out for 3 months, so we don't have the official update on him. J.J. McCarthy, we don't even know if he's really hurt or they're just benching him for Wentz right now because of bad play. Should be 1 to 2 weeks on him. And then Russell Wilson and Mac Jones lost their job to Jackson Dart. And Mac Jones, I believe Brock Purdy's going to be back, but I don't think we have the official update yet, or I haven't seen it yet, but I think Purdy's going to be playing. And you're going to get something a little different here. I'm going to have a weird number 5 ranking here, so make sure you pay attention here. So, number 1 is going to be Lamar Jackson, of course, coming off the major loss to the Detroit Lions last week. And you saw him and King Henry get into a little scuffle. Are the wheels falling off for the Ravens? We don't know. What if they lose to the Chiefs and they are 1-3? I mean, I even had them as going to the Super Bowl against the Rams this year. I know they can bounce back in their schedule. I'm not saying they can't make the playoffs or they lose this game, but they've got to get Zay Flowers involved. He was more bracketed last week against Detroit, so which opened up Mark Andrews more. You saw Rashad Bateman get a little involved because they focused everything on Zay. DeAndre Hopkins still playing limited. They've got to bounce back here against the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a shootout game. They've got it at 49.5. I think it goes over that, and I think it's going to be Lamar Jackson, the big-time show here. Number 2. My smash play of the week last week, Caleb Williams is absolutely destroying fantasy football, guys. I know they're 1-2, and it doesn't look sexy, but when Ben Johnson gets it rolling, and of course they played the Cowboys last week, so their defense doesn't stop anybody, so every team's going to get it rolling on them, and we'll get to that in my QB3 coming up next year. But when you've got Romo Dunze, you've got DJ Moore, you've got Luther Burden, who my guy, they finally unlocked him and let him loose. Man, he was a special talent coming out. He should have been a first-round pick. He was like Ollie Gordon, a Doak Walker Award winner than a bad senior year or junior year, and it cost him draft capital. He is an absolute stud. Colston Loveland went down in that game early. He could be back this week. Cole Kmet still seeing more snaps than him, but you're going to get a matchup here where Caleb Williams is going to absolutely erupt against this Las Vegas Raiders secondary because the Raiders stop the run. They don't stop the pass. So this is going to be another big, I have him at number 2 over Josh Allen this week. Give me Caleb Williams. Number 3, it's time. We just talked about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys defense is absolutely atrocious. I think they've allowed 900 passing yards through 3 games. Russell Wilson even lit him up for 450, and he already lost his job. Tells you how good the Cowboys defense is right there. I like Matthew Golden to hit a bomb in this game, Romeo Doubs to have a good game, Josh Jacobs to go nuclear, Jordan Love to go nuclear, and this is the Micah Parsons revenge game. I am worried for Dak Prescott. Number 4, the top 5 quarterback for the rest of the season. This is absolutely insane. Justin Herbert. And what's even crazier is Quentin Johnston. He has better separation metrics than Malik Neighbors this season. And I even tweeted it out last night. I'm like, dude, I don't know after 3 games if I even still feel comfortable starting Quentin Johnston in a great matchup, but I think we're there. I think he's the wide receiver 1 for the Chargers. I know that Keenan Allen's getting the touchdowns as well. Keenan Allen's the red zone look. And Ladd McConkey's kind of the odd man out wide receiver 3, which is bonkers. But you get the New York Giants. New York Giants have a good front 7, but their defense gets so damn tired because they're out on the field so much that they just get ran over. And with all these weapons Justin Herbert has, he's probably going to be a top 5 matchup proof quarterback. And you see when he's healthy that he runs as well. So, I mean, this is just unbelievable value you got at Justin Herbert in the draft this year. Now, this is the one I wanted to talk about. Number 5, Josh Allen. Now, I know ranking Josh Allen at number 5 seems kind of sketchy, and you're like, why would you have Josh Allen at 5? Because it's Josh Allen. He's the best quarterback in football. I agree. But what you got to look at here is the matchup versus the Saints. And what did I say last week with the Seattle Seahawks, having the Saints come into the 12th man? I said they're going to lose by 30. They're going to be down 20 at half. Both those were absolutely correct. Now you have a 16.5-point spread. The worst in Saints franchise history. They're going to get blown out the goddamn water again. Obviously, you're not going to sit Josh Allen, right? But if you have 3 of these quarterbacks ahead going up to Lamar Jackson, I like them all to outscore Josh Allen this week just based on game script. You have the number 1 running back in James Cook, a 16.5-point spread. They're probably going to pound the rock in the second half. You might even see Mitch Trubisky in the second half. That's how bad this game is going to be. So you got to bank on Josh Allen getting you 20 points in the first half, right? So, James Cook runs in 2 TDs. The Bills get a pick 6. All of a sudden, Josh Allen's sitting at 10 points, and you're kind of screwed. So I'd rather play the better matchups than Josh Allen this week. I know it sounds crazy, but this game could get really out of hand really fast for the New Orleans Saints here, and Josh Allen could have like 12 to 15 points, which is what you don't want at quarterback. Number 6, the false starting tush-push king, Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. He's going to get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what's their strength? They stop the run very, very well. This is where you're going to get more of an A.J. Brown, more of a Devonta Smith game here, hopefully, right? So we have to think about here also is the Eagles passing game opened up when they were down 20 versus the Rams. The Rams defense, they gave that game away so bad. It was absolutely terrible. And McVay's going to chew that defense a new asshole, and they're going to play way better this week. But when you're looking at the Tampa game, they also don't have Mike Evans. We don't know if Chris Godwin's going to be out there. You do have Quinyon Mitchell, one of the best corners, to go along with Cooper DeJean. They could hold down, Egbuka a little bit here and there. And when the Eagles get the lead, they don't pass. So that's a couple of thoughts to worry about on my opinion on that, but he could always push one in. I hope they ban this next year, man. It's getting embarrassing, dude. Like when you're letting this happen as a $1 billion company or probably $1 trillion company, what the NFL total is worth, who knows, right? And you're got video clips going viral everywhere, back-to-back weeks of false start touchdowns. You got to put a better product on the field, man. It's embarrassing. That's the end of tier 1. Moving down to tier 2 here. The game of the week. Girl, my dog's going nuts. Dude, Ravens, Chiefs. We hope we get Xavier Worthy back in this game, but Tyquan Thornton's been playing his role pretty well. We know officially, I don't know why if you guys didn't subscribe or listen before, the Chiefs' run game was going to be absolutely terrible all year long regardless. Isaiah Pacheco didn't buy any. Brashard Smith, maybe he gets in there later. Kareem Hunt, terrible. Elijah Mitchell steps off the bus and hurts his ankle, out for the season. So, they're not going to have a running back unless they trade for one. And I don't know if they're going to do that because of the Chiefs. But when you look at this game, they just got diced for 250 rush yards by the Lions last week. Chiefs don't run the ball. So this is going to have to be a pass game attempt. The Ravens do have a good secondary. So am I hoping that Mahomes pops off here? I'm hoping that this is one of those superstar Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, just legendary games. I wish this was a primetime game, but you got the Cowboys, Packers, Micah Parsons revenge game, so they have to do that. But Patrick Mahomes, I'm still putting at 7. I hope Xavier Worthy's back out there, and I'm rooting for the Chiefs, man, to be honest. Number 8, Drake May, and he's been passing like crazy and running like crazy, still throwing a couple picks here and there. We hope we get to see Travion Henderson get loose in this game finally. Last week, Ramondre fumbled twice, and Gibson came in, he fumbled, and Drake May fumbled. It was just an absolute nightmare game for the Patriots. You get the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Carolina Panthers were supposed to be bad versus the run until last week when they beat the freaking Falcons 30-0, which none of us expected. I even had the Falcons as like a top 5 defense, and all of a sudden they just fall apart to the worst freaking team. So, scary there, but I like what I'm seeing from Keyshawn Boutte. I'm hoping Stephon Diggs can get a couple more snaps here and there. I mean, I was super high on Diggs coming in, and I know he's coming off an ACL and he's 30. But, I mean, still, 50 snaps, like, let's bump him up to at least 60 here, get him involved. Hunter Henry's been an awesome security blanket, and Drake May has been another one of those, like, Justin Herbert values. If you took late, absolutely destroying fantasy football for you. Number 9, and this one is going to be great. I would almost put it as a smash play this week, but I don't know if he's going to be out there yet off the concussion. We haven't seen the update. I'm almost positive he will be. It's Justin Fields. And Monday Night Football, you get the Miami Dolphins. There's no better matchup, get-right game of any team possibly in the NFL right now defensively than the Miami Dolphins. You're going to start Breece Hall. You're going to start my guy Garrett Wilson. You're going to start Justin Fields. And they're all going to smash in this game because the Miami Dolphins defense is decimated. I think 4 corners are out. I mean, they only have Minkah Fitzpatrick back there. They are in absolute shambles. And Justin Fields is going to bounce back with a vengeance in this game. Number 10, JD5, and this one's kind of sketch. If it is Marcus Mariota, I don't like Mariota this week. I liked him last week. The matchup versus the Falcons, they're one of the best secondaries in football. And they may get A.J. Terrell back as well, who was out last week, which is their superstar corner. And you might not have Terry McLaurin in this game. So if JD5 is coming off the knee injury, you know, they got the win over the Raiders. Maybe that gives them a little cushion to maybe sit JD5 one more week, right? Because you're still in contention 2-1. You're not 0-3. It's fine. Still, if he's out there, he's got to be a top 10 for me still. You paid the draft capital for him. You'll get Debo in the screen game. Hopefully they let JCM take over the role here. I don't know what the hell I was seeing with Chris Rodriguez and freaking breakaway touchdown for Jeremy McNichols. But, you know, that's the Commanders running back committee right now, and I'm going to leave JD5 at number 10 if he's out there again. Number 11, this is going to be perfect. Brock Purdy for the comeback game right here. Mac Jones, my 49ers, he let him down with a busted ankle, 3-0, got the kick. Eddie Pinheiro. Let's go, baby. But we also lost Nick Bosa, so it's not good right now either way. But Brock Purdy coming back, you're getting the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this is a perfect matchup you want. Jacksonville Jaguars offense is just completely stuttered right now. I mean, absolutely terrible. Anything that Shane Waldron touches just turns to shit, which is what's happening with BTJ, Travis Hunter, and all of them. So when you got Purdy and you got, say you're missing the edge rush of Nick Bosa, maybe the Jags hold the ball a little longer because, you know, maybe more time in possession because the superstar D-end is out. Brock Purdy's going to light up CMC, who's destroying the game in the passing game. He's like 50 yards ahead of any running back. He's out producing wide receivers in receiving yards. You're going to get, you know, Pearsall. Hopefully we get Jennings back out there. And I think Purdy's going to have a very, very good game and a very plus matchup this week. Number 12, and it's time to wake the fuck up, Denver. I know they got, I mean, I don't even know what to say here. I mean, Bo Nix, I guess they had a slow start last year. All the hype, you know, you get a big Troy Franklin week. They lose to the Colts. You get Cortland Sutton breaking free last week. This offense has not looked good. Maybe they need Evan Ingram back out there at tight end because I loved Evan Ingram coming in. He was my dark horse tight end 1, and obviously he pops his calf in week 1, and then he hurts his back, and he's 30 years old, and he hasn't been out there. But I really don't think they have a wide receiver 2 situation figured out. I mean, they traded 3/3 for Pat Bryant. They got Marvin Mims. They got Troy Franklin. It's all over the place, and Bo Nix has not looked that good. But this is like your ultimate Bo Nix game because you get like the team like the Miami Dolphins. It's probably the second best defense to get right against right now, and it's the Cincinnati Bengals. And you get Monday Night Football. You get maybe an extra day for Evan Ingram to possibly get out there as well. This has got to be the Bo Nix 20-point game here. I mean, he's had such good matchups, and he hasn't produced yet in the Bo Nix fashion that he did last year when he finished, I believe, quarterback 7 or 8 overall. So, I mean, you get the Bengals. You want to start every quarterback against the Bengals. Number 13, and I'm tempering my expectations here. It is Danny Indiana Jones, and I do not like this matchup versus the Rams. And if you're looking at it like on paper and you're like, oh, well, you know, Jalen Hurts just did all this. Jalen Hurts did that down 20. The Rams for the first 2 weeks were a phenomenal top 5 defense across the board. Sean McVay just gave away a possible home field advantage loss in the playoffs to the Eagles. He is going to be fucking livid. They are going to get after Danny Dimes. I am telling you right now. And this is like a special little throw in. My favorite bet of the week is to take the Rams plus 3.5 because I think they're going to freaking crush the Colts this week. And I do not like Danny Dimes that much this week, but it's still with his rushing upside and what he's done so far. It's like a Quentin Johnson. I can't put him down, right? And I still, it's like, do I trust him? Number 14, Kyler Murray. Connection with Marv. Here we go again. It looks lost. Marv even looked like disengaged on that wide open 50-yarder. He tried to, body catch it. I don't know what the hell he was doing. You still got Trey McBride, the tight end one. He's always going to be must start with him. The connection with him and Kyler is always there. But there's no other outside wide receiver game. Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Marvin Harrison. And you're going up against one of the best secondaries in Seattle. I'm still going to put him at number 14 because he does give you the rushing upside where he can give you 7 to 8 points a game rushing, and he can break a big one anytime. So he's still going to make it up there for me, but it's kind of a sketch start for me with Kyler Murray this week. Number 15, Baker Brown Mayfield, the one we all love to root for. 3 straight comeback buzzer-beating wins. Does it get any better for Baker? No, it does not. But it got worse. They lost Mike Evans. We haven't got the update on Chris Godwin. Looks like he's going to miss this week too. So you're going to have Sterling Shepard, Emeka, the guy, Egbuka. And then you're going to have Kate Otten, who I don't even know if Kate Otten's playing football anymore. So it's a tough matchup here versus the Eagles. I know it's like hard to sit Baker because it's Baker and he could do anything any given time and give you 20 any given week. The guy's a fucking gamer for sure. But I just don't like this matchup with him. I have him at quarterback 15 and it's rough. Number 16, Dak Prescott. Run for the hills. What you are hoping for if you are a Dallas Cowboys fan in this game is you are just hoping that Dak Prescott is playing in week 5. This is the Micah Parsons revenge game coming back to Dallas, coming back to Jerry's World. It is going to be the most lit atmosphere all year long so far. I don't care what game has been played. This is going to be it. Jerry knows how to build hype around everything. And my goodness, I'm going to be glued to number 1 watching this whole game. He is going to fucking destroy the Cowboys. I just know it, man. I just know it. But you're also down CeeDee Lamb. You're playing against a good secondary. The Packers have been playing great. Nixon's been playing great as well. You got Rashawn Gary getting open, leading the NFL in sacks. It's going to be tough for the rookie Booker out there as well. They're gonna pound him. I know he's had a good PFF grade for a rookie, but still, it's rough. And then they're looking at Kevontae Turpin and Jalen Tolbert as 2 and 3. So not great options, and my contact is bugging. I'm not big on Dak this week. I think it really hurts George Pickens having CD out. If you've watched George Pickens in his career, yeah, he's a jump ball go-getter. He's not a zone beater. He's not a separation guy. He can hit a streak for sure, yeah. But that's what CeeDee Lamb does for him is draw the doubles to make George Pickens relevant. I think Pickens is going to be an easy target to pick apart, and I think it's going to be a Ferguson game for the Cowboys here. Number 17. We're just going to pause right here. Ashton Genty. Is he the worst first-round draft pick of the year? I mean, dude, they can't run the ball for shit. I saw a tweet, I think it was a picture tweet that someone posted. He has 144 rushing yards total and 145 yards after contact. This is what NFL teams in fantasy football we need to know, right? You need to know that if you don't have an offensive line, your team going to be in goddamn trouble. So look at the Bengals. Joe Burrow down. Chase Brown can't run. Look at the Raiders. Can't run. Nothing. You need to build your offensive line. That is the key to fantasy football. That's the key to football in general, is giving your star franchise quarterback time to fucking throw the ball. So Geno Smith is going to go up in my rankings because they can't run the ball. They're probably going to be playing from behind. You're probably going to have garbage time game, which just happened last week, and Trey Tucker hit 43 fantasy points on 3 touchdowns, which is absolutely bonkers. But I still don't trust the pass game. I want to see Jack Beck get more involved. I like to see his uptick in snaps last week. That was good to see. Still, Jacoby Myers, your floor play. Brock Bowers, the superstar. Trey Tucker, emerging, I guess, young star we're looking at with back-to-back 8-target games. In week 1, he had a touchdown as well. And he's tied for first in the NFL with touchdowns right now, which is crazy. Number 18, Matthew Stafford. And anytime you have Puka Nacua, who's going to be wide receiver 1 unless Matthew Stafford gets hurt, and you have Devontae Adams, shout out Fresno State, the guy Tay, the best route runner I've ever seen. He has made Puka Nacua even better. It's absolutely disgusting. I said that they both be top 15 wide receivers as long as Stafford is healthy together, and they might be top 10 wide receivers together as it goes. They have 70% target share between the two of them right now. There's no other – they don't even need any other Rams. You don't need Jordan Whittington. You don't need Terrence Ferguson or Tyler Higbee or I forget the little guy's name right now. I'm blanking on it. Not Calvin Austin, but you don't need him. Or Tutu Atwell. There you go. Brain fart. It's going to be the Devontae Puka show the whole way with Kyron Williams. Their four-headed monster is absolutely ridiculous. Still, I think this is more of a Kyron game here against the Colts. But if you need to throw Stafford in like Superflex, I have him at quarterback 18. Number 19 is Jared Goff, and I know they're at home, and I know Goff plays better at home, and I had to apologize to all the Lions fans after that Monday Night Football game. I did not expect the Lions to even stay in that game, and they smashed the Ravens in the freaking mouth. You get the Cleveland Browns. This defense is not to be messed with. We found that out already through 3 weeks. I mean, the running backs are averaging 2 yards per carry for 3 games, so David Montgomery ain't going for no 70-yard scamper where he gets snatched and doesn't even score. I couldn't believe he didn't score on that. If that was Gibbs, it'd have been, oh my God, it'd have been 30 miles an hour. But it's going to be tough. They hold the pass down as well. They held down the Packers, and they get after the quarterback so fast with this defensive line, and Myles Garrett is just not human. So, yeah, I still have Jared Goff at 19, like low-end quarterback 2 super flex play if you need. But I don't love it this week versus Cleveland. This defense has earned the right to be called the best defense in football right now. Number 20, the battle for the Dolphins. This is probably Mike McDaniel's last game if they don't win this on Monday Night Football versus the Jets. I mean, I like Tua as a sleeper play last week. He had a chance to be it. He threw a couple picks at the end. He's looked awful with throws. I mean, some of the throws are just absolutely atrocious, like 10 yards over a 6-foot fucking target. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Still, he's always going to have the check down equity to A-Chain. Dolphins defense has been struggling. Sauce Gardner has not been worth the money that he was paid. Tyreek Hill could be traded after this game. This is like the Dolphins fighting for their life here. So I like a lot of players in this game because I think the defenses both suck, but it's tough to trust to him, man. I got him at quarterback 20. I still think he could get 15, 20 points, and he could always explode if the Dolphins ever figure it out. Number 21, Sammy D. Darnold. I try to tell you guys there's not going to be a Jalen Milroe sighting at quarterback unless he gets hurt. That's just how that's what a 3-year, $100 million contract is. Rookie hype gets everyone. Now, Jackson Smith-Njigba is my wide receiver 1 this week. Who would have thought I'd be there after 4 weeks of fantasy football? Absolutely bonkers. I mean, I can't put Justin Jefferson, can't put Jamar Chase up there right now with the quarterback situation they have. And Jackson Smith-Njigba is separating at a rate that is ridiculous. He is getting targeted at 41%. And this is all off the top of the head. I have no stats or nothing. This is just what I know about the guy because he's unbelievable. You cannot ever sit him for the rest of time right now. That's how good Jackson Smith-Njigba has been. You get the Arizona Swiss cheese secondary here. And Seattle is going to get the ball back Seattle's going to get the ball back for Darnold all the time. That defense is very nasty. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to really struggle in this game. And I like the Seattle to roll them here. And I like not Sammy Darnold as a start, but super flex if you need. Embarrassing enough. Michael Penix. Are we going to see Kirk Cousins in week 4? Let that sink in right here. And people are like, well, the Bengals should trade for Kirk Cousins. Or, the Saints should trade for Kirk Cousins. Maybe the Falcons were like, dude, we don't know if Michael Penix is the guy. We need to hold on to this big contract we have on Kirk Cousins and see what's going on here because it has not looked good. Drake London has not been the Drake London where 13 targets for 3 games straight like last year. And that's like a note for all of us to do fantasy football, even me included. Like last year's stats are always not the next year's stats. And that's just facts. So, I mean, I tweeted it probably 10 times, right? He had 13 targets the last 3 games. He led them in the NFL in targets, number 1 wide receiver. It's not the same Drake London and Penix as it is when you play week 15, 16, and 17 against soft defenses when their season is over. That's the difference. So, I mean, it's not been good. Darnell Mooney hasn't looked great either. Kyle Pitts has seen an uptick, but not great. So, dude, Falcons spent their first round draft capital to move back into the first round, pretty much giving up kind of their future draft picks here. If they go 1-3, yikes, right? They just need to give the goddamn ball to Bijan Robinson and stop messing around, man. It's retarded. Number 23 is moving back up the rankings, and watch out. Dude, Bryce Young, if they get hot like last year, Dave Canales, and it could be a win against a bad team, it could be a win against a good team, morale gets boosted, and I'd say the Falcons aren't that bad of a team on paper. You know, if Michael Penix plays quarterback right, they're not bad. And they just blew them out. And what happened last year when Bryce Young got that first win? You saw boom, 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 the connection. He was quarterback 8 down the stretch. So I'm not, pumping him up here in this game. Not a huge Bryce Young, truth, they're heading into week 4 here. But if they get Hunter Renfrow back, or not Hunter Renfrow back, Xavier the Get back, Jalen Coker off IR back to go along with Renfrow and the guy Ted McMillan, and Jatavion Sanders is also hurt as well. You're going to have some weapons here for Bryce Young with his rushing upside that's kind of interesting. So something to pay attention to, but I have him at quarterback 24 or 23 this week. Are we done with Trevor Lawrence yet, guys? Are we done? And they're 2-1. Isn't that the sad part? Like, it's Shane Waldron, man. It's this guy. He's the problem. And I should have known this coming in. I've said this in my last video, like I needed to do better research. I didn't know that he was the quarterback coordinating passing coach or whatever he does. But he's part of the quarterback carousel that they have, and Shane Waldron has ruined Jackson Smith-Njigba before. He's ruined Rome Odunze's rookie season, and he's freaking ruining Travis Hunter and BTJ right now. And it's got to stop. They've got to get this out. They've got to figure out this offense. The matchup is great. On paper, it will look bad versus the 49ers. Trust him, a Niner fan. But we also just lost Bosa. Where's the pressure going to be to help the secondary out, right? And Michael Williams might be out in this game as well, which is our other DN. So Trevor Lawrence might have all day. They got to figure it the fuck out. They got to get the ball to BTJ. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if BTJ is checked out, mad, or because Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback and he had better numbers with Mac Jones last year. I don't know what is going on, but they're winning. It's almost like we need them to start losing to get the coaching staff fired to make the offense better. That's the worst part. So I have him at 24, and it's hard to trust Trevor Lawrence or any of the Jags right now, but I'm still on like one last dance with BTJ. But we'll get to that in the wide receiver video. 25 is my sleeper play of the week, Carson Wentz. Now, you didn't really get to see much from Carson Wentz last week, right? Because what happened? They played Jake Browning. The defense came out. I told you the Minnesota Vikings would absolutely smash them, take the points, take the spread, because the Vikings defense got healthy, and there was no chance for Jake Browning last week at all. They're getting the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, and when the season started, I was like, well, they're one of the best secondaries. They have not been. They have been absolutely terrible with 3 stud names. I mean, Slay, Porter, Ramsey, dude, they're loaded. They're just vets, and they're not as good. The older guys aren't doing what you think they would normally do when they're younger. But you've got Justin Jefferson. You saw TJ Hawkinson get involved, exactly what I said last week with JJ McCarthy being gone. Carson Wentz will feed TJ Hawkinson. Now you got Jordan Addison back off the DUI. And you got Thielen, and you got Jordan Mason, the league winner that I've been saying all year. Watch out, man. This could be a big game for Carson Wentz, and people don't know it. But I'm still going to rank him at quarterback 25. Sorry, this cough is killing me. Wow. Number 26. What to do, man? CJ 2K is what it's looking like. Like CJ Chris Johnson, 2,000 passing yards. It's looking terrible. Not rushing yards, passing yards. I don't know what is going on with Houston's offense. They have the weapons. They don't have a line, but it's not like he was even pressured that much last week. Like they do have the worst line statistic in the NFL. I know that. This is what we talk about already in this video. You have to protect your asset, your franchise quarterback. You have to. And their run game is putrid. You're seeing Nick Chubb get absolutely destroyed. He's probably going to be traded or probably lose his job to Woody Marks here. I don't think Joe Mixon's going to play all year, especially if they keep losing. They have Nico. Christian Kirk came back, got 8 targets. They've got Jaden Higgins. They've got Jalen Noel. Let's make something happen here offensively. You get the Tennessee Titans this week, and I'm ranking C.J. Stroud at quarterback 26. That is a problem. Like, that is very, very low for C.J. Stroud, who I thought was going to have a bounce-back year this year. So as of right now, I've been completely wrong on that, and it does not look good in Houston at all. Speaking of the freaking Aaron Rodgers old man, this is going to be rough. And DK Metcalf, guys, in week 3. DK Metcalf, touchdown, looked amazing. Probably a highlight reel, going to be on his career highlight reel. Great catch. Love that catch for DK. But the thing you got to look at is DK in week 3, out of every single wide receiver that ran, I think it was a minimum of 30 routes or whatever the tweet is I saw from Fantasy Points Data. Shout out to them. He was the lowest in separation by a lot. He is not getting away from any wide receiver. It's not been good. They got to figure out a new scheme for DK. Arthur Smith just drives everyone insane. I do not know. Well, we think we know why he has a job, but I don't know how he's keeping the job. I mean, his dad's the owner of FedEx, so they're getting billions siphoned. But, man, it's just it's rough, and it's tough to even talk about. Like, Caleb Johnson still sitting on the bench. I'm like, what is going on here, man? Number 28, it's time, but I think it's a week too early, man. We've all been waiting for Jackson Dart. We've all been talking about this. Every single one of us is hyped up. Every single one of us wants the Dart Neighbors connection. I've been saying it's my Dynasty #1 connection for about 6 months now, and I've been getting shit on with comments of, it's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and my exact answer was, I don't trust Joe Burrow's health. And lo and behold, when you don't get a line, you get beat up. Now, they're going against the Chargers here. And Khalil Mack may even be back in this game. We don't have the official update yet, which would be even worse for Dart. This is like throwing him to the wolves. Yes, I want to see him out there. Yes, every Giants fan sick of Russell Wilson. We saw him throw a damn ball down the tunnel. He looked absolutely awful. I mean, he's been missed. Dude, Malik Neighbors had 1 catch till the end of the game in garbage time last week. That is unacceptable. You even heard the commentator say, give him an end around, give him a screen, get the ball in Neighbors' hand, do something. Now you got Jackson Dart. But I just don't like it in this matchup. They should have saved him for week 5. They should have let Russell get shit on one more time by the Chargers here. And then he'd be playing the Saints, and you'd feel much better about it. I mean, he rushed for 500 yards at Ole Miss. He is a dual-threat quarterback. He can extend plays. He has a cannon arm. All of this. I just don't like it versus the Chargers, man. I think it's going to be a really rough outing for him. But what if he comes out and just beats the 3-0 Chargers, the 0-3 Giants, and Jackson Dart gets the dub? Just electrify New York and MetLife Stadium, man. Be absolutely sick. 29, the old man Joe Flacco. Will run through these pretty quick here. So I'll just put them all up and we'll just talk about them quick because I don't think you're starting any of these guys anyways. So Jake Browning, he's not a bad quarterback. Joe Flacco, I'm putting at 29. Jake Browning at 30. Jake Browning's not a bad quarterback. He knows the system. He's been there 5 years. You got Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins. You got weapons. You got Chase Brown, who hasn't been able to do anything because they have no offensive line. And Jake Browning's probably going to get hurt out there. Whatever quarterback they bring in is probably going to get hurt out there because they can't block anybody, which really is going to cuck the rest of fantasy for Jamar Chase, for T. Higgins. I'm not saying, like, don't start them because they're still studs and they're probably going to play from behind and the volume will be there. But it's not a good look for any quarterback that comes to Cincy right now. And I know everyone's, like, preaching, bring Jameis Winston in. It will change fantasy. Yeah, it would help. He's a gunslinger. But how much time is he going to have to throw, guys? It's terrible. Just put on the Bengals game next week, and I promise you, I know whenever you're watching the game, you're watching the superstar players. That's a given. Just put on the game and watch a quarter and just watch the offensive line, dude. And tell me that you think any quarterback coming in is going to save this problem. It is not. It is absolutely terrible. 31, Cam Ward. Rookies don't win games. I like that he's getting out there. I like that he's learning. You know, they just fired, or didn't fire him. They just took the play calling away from Brian Callahan, gave it to the quarterback coach. So that's, you know, hopefully an uptick because the offense has looked absolutely terrible. You know, maybe they need Tyjae Spears back off IR to get a little change of pace, speed. Tony Pollard, kind of old, but he's still getting a lot of usage. I don't trust Cam Ward at all through 3 games, and I don't think anyone should. And you're going up against the Texans defense. This is one of my favorite defense plays on the week. I have them in the top 10. They're going to get after him at the front, and it's going to be another probably ugly game for Cam Ward here in week 4. Spencer Rattler, number 32, going against the Bills. Yeah, right. And when is it shuck time, man? It's got to be coming here soon. It's been super ugly. I know, you know, he's kind of thrown to the wolves too here, so don't get that I'm throwing him down or nothing like that. Not a lot going for the Saints, so he's gutting it out. I got to give him credit for that, but I think Tyler Shuck will be in soon. Boom. Thanks for rocking with me today. That is the end of the episode, guys. Remember, make sure you type in the comments if you liked it better with me just breaking down the game script, giving my personality and making it kind of funny, or if you like more statistics, which I drop on my Stardom Sit-em videos, because I think you kind of want both sides. I don't think you want statistics back-to-back twice. Seems kind of repetitive to me. So again, if you want to see the quarterback statistics, check out the start sit video. I drop them all on there. And then before we head out, guys, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. Helps me out a ton. Again, if you haven't checked out the Discord, the guys FF pinned in the comments and in the description of the video. And my pick'em ticket is going in there tomorrow. If you haven't signed up on drafters.com, make sure you do sign up using promo code SLEAZE. It will match your deposit up to $100. My next video will be running back rankings, wide receivers, tight ends. I dropped the defense and kicker already, and we're going to get it all out today. And then tomorrow I'll be diving into 5 running backs to buy, 5 running backs to buy and sell, 5 wide receivers to buy and sell now on your team to make yourself better for the future here in fantasy football. So that's it for me, guys. Sleaze Bomb out. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.